Warning, you better read chapter 1044. Leave now if you don't want to get spoiled. In this video, I'll explain how Luffy is going to defeat Kaido with his new power-up. The Knight has been taking over Wano Kuni for far too long, but the Sun God is back, so the world better get ready. Even if you are not ready for the day,
it cannot always be night.
Hey y'all, what the fuck is up? GoldenBoy here, and we got to discuss this chapter. But first, I would like to give a shout out to all of the Redditors that told me that Luffy would have an oil devil fruit because he looked like a Logia in one single manga panel. Nah bro, it is Sun God Nika, he is back. Not burst into flames, that's not a rubber ability. You know what bursts into flames? The sun god. Nika's chosen fruit, the god fruit.
She wanted me cutty. That bitch is a baby. I'm a fucking house. I'm 730. Bring the pet like Kid Cudi. I smoked up like Kid Cudi.
To clarify, the resin fruit was a great theory. I even started to doubt my own theory about the Nika fruit because of how solid the resin fruit theory was. I saw a couple of videos on it, and I slowly but surely came around to it. And you know, if things played out differently and my theory was wrong and the resin was right, I think I'd still be pretty excited. Resin was a cool idea for a fruit. But the fact of the matter is that Luffy has the Sun God Nika fruit. Now, am I worried about him becoming too overpowered? Are you kidding? Kaido has tossed this dude's salad like 3 or 4 times now. Luffy beat the reincarnation allegations. I have faith that he's gonna beat the overpowered allegations as well. Oda knows how to write a good story. He's not gonna break Luffy. Have faith. Believe in Luffy, as Usopp once said. Plus, guess what? His ultimate opponent, Blackbeard, literally has the power to nullify this god power. So even if Luffy's Sun God Nika fruit can erase the manga right from the page, it can break the fourth wall and just like cancel One Piece, it doesn't matter because Blackbeard's power can cancel that power. So he can be as strong as he wants, it doesn't matter. And if you still think he's too OP, fuck it, let him be. This is the most successful manga of all time. People love to say things like, mid-piss, Naruto can solo One Piece verse. So if power scaling matters so much, Luffy isn't just Yonko level anymore, he's God level. Let him be. Oda deserves it. Oda deserves to have the best, strongest protagonist of all time. I'm cool with that, to be honest. But we have 3 important topics to cover based on this chapter, and the first 2 are just off the cuff. I just needed to get the video out, so I didn't really write a script for it. Apologies for the subtitles. But one of the points I wanted to talk about was that line from the Gorosei where it says Zoan fruits have a mind of their own. That is very strange to me. I guess maybe because of the lineage factor, it would make sense that there would be some sort of like independent thought or mind of its own, but still, I don't know why it would be only one of 3 types of devil fruits. Only Zoan fruits have a mind of their own? Or is it like all devil fruits have a mind of their own? I don't know. The Gorosei said Zoan fruits, but I mean, I'm a firm believer that the devil fruits have the spirits of the devils inside, if you've seen my recent video on that. And so if that's what they're referring to, then that fits my headcanon and I'm happy with it. But if Zoan fruits specifically have a mind of their own, I would just have to say it's because the lineage factor, and that's the only way I could really rationalize that. Number 2, it's about Luffy's appearance now, with his eyes. His eyes look like they have rings in it, and I know I'm definitely not going to be the only one that says that. Everyone's been wanking the ring-eyed emu theory for a long time. I mean, there are rings on his eyes. There are rings on Zunisha's eyes. So that might mean, I've heard some people say that it's peak awakening, you're enlightened, you've seen it all. But I've also seen rings on other characters that probably haven't seen it all, like Caribou and Cavendish's alter ego. So I don't really know what to make of it. Another note is that Luffy has curly eyebrows like Sanji now. So Sanji is also god level confirmed. Sorry, Zoro. No, I'm definitely just playing around with that. But it makes me wonder if the curly eyebrows have something to do with either Lunarian DNA or they're descendants of the gods, something like that. It could also just be a total stylistic choice by Oda, but I don't know. But it's interesting to see that Sanji woke up in this chapter too, and he sensed that Luffy was back. And then thirdly, I wanted to go over how powerful can Luffy get now? He's literally got a god devil fruits. Hito no Mi, mythical model sun god Nika. I'm in the camp that right now he's made of rubber because he wants to be. Shanks told him it was the gum fruit. He didn't just magically know that. He was told he was rubber, so he said, I guess I'm rubber. Let there be light, let me be rubber. That's what I think it is. I think he can just kind of control things like that. I think Luffy's got a lot of potential to be very powerful. Plus, in SBS 65, Oda was asked by a reader, Hello Oda, in the One Piece of these days, all kinds of strong ability users whom even Luffy can't compete with have been appearing, one after the other. In general manga and anime, I feel that the protagonist is established to be the strongest of all, but why did you decide to turn Luffy into a pretty weak-looking rubber devil fruit user? And Oda said, Ahaha, that is true. It must seem like a mystery when you consider all of the other strong and cool abilities, but the answer is very simple. I picked the most ridiculous ability. If the protagonist were the typical strong guy, I doubt I could continue on with this for so long. No matter how serious the story gets, Luffy is there to stretch and inflate. He always gives me a chance to have fun. That's the kind of manga I wanted to write. So Oda said it right there. He's not the biggest fan of the overpowered protagonist trope, I don't think. The reason that he wanted Luffy to have this power is to put a smile on somebody's face. He said even when things are looking dire, Luffy can just stretch and be goofy and it'll make us laugh and smile. And I realized that this breaks even the fourth wall, because Nika brings joy and smiles to those around him, and so does Luffy. And in fact, this manga One Piece brings smiles to us because of the funny shenanigans that Luffy has with stretching his ability. Luffy's powers from this sun god Nika transcend even the paper it's written on, because he brings us smiles, and that's the whole purpose of Nika's existence. So that's crazy. He turned the ground into rubber. Bounce World is now a confirmed thing. That's interesting. I didn't think Bounce World would be what happened, but here we are. He turned the grounded rubber to bounce a Boro Breath attack back at Kaido, and he changed his form to Gear 5th Popeye the Sailor Man, it looks like. But I'm so happy to see Gear 5th equals Awakening, and that kind of makes sense to me. By the end of Wano, we're going to see Luffy imbuing his Awakening with Conqueror's Haki, and that's how he's going to defeat Kaido. So if you want to know how he's going to defeat Kaido, that's it. Because all of his other gears have been applications of things that he's learned, taking it to the next level. Gear 4th was all of the previous gears put together plus Haki. He inflated his body, he made himself fast, and he coated himself with Haki. So now that he's got an Awakening, he's going to imbue that with the Haki that he knows, which is Conqueror's Haki. So it's an accumulation of everything that he's learned so far about his new body. Plus, we also already saw that lightning shoot out of him, and Luffy's just rearing up and ready to go. So Conqueror's Haki is definitely going to be the final nail in the coffin for Kaido when it comes down to it. Now, if you recall in my Nika Devil Fruit video, I did mention that I think Luffy's Awakening would involve Gear 5th and something like God Power Haki. I believe the exact line was something like, Luffy might fuck around and pop a Gear 5th to unlock God Haki. Well, that certainly looks like it could have been what's on display here. I personally don't think that Nika is a rubber deity, but rather I think Luffy's power turned himself into rubber, like he just wanted to. He has the sovereignty to do this. And furthermore, now he's changing the physical makeup of his environment, of the Skull Dome, forcing it to take on his rubber properties. What might have caused this awakening? I don't know, maybe it could be great pain. When he lost Ace, he was hurt, and in the next arc, Fishman Island, he came in contact with the Noah, some JoyBoy lore, and then he channeled his emotions of Ace to attack with a fiery red hawk. And just like Sanji, I think that Luffy's emotions can cause him to burn even brighter. So how powerful can we make Luffy now? Well, probably as overpowered as Oda wants, to be honest. One Piece is chasing after Superman in sales for that #1 spot, so watch out, Superman, because we have a new god that rules the graphic novel space. Although this god doesn't rule, the sun god is back, baby. So check out this video to see what sort of powers the crazy devil fruit can bring. Stay golden.